everybody, welcome to episode 15 of the podcast. I know it's been a really long time since I did one of these, and the main reason for that is because I do like to do my videos outside, and it's just been way too cold to sit outside and record a show. So now that the weather is warming up, hopefully I will have time to do the shows more regularly than I have in the past few months. So today I'm just going to talk about some magazines that I just got this morning, my first visit to Hobby Lobby and the things that I got while I was there, and then I'm going to talk about this cowl pattern right here, and then just a couple of other knitting in general things. So let's just get the magazines out of the way, and as I said, I haven't had time to read these because I just got them this morning. So the first one is Knit Scene, and this is a special issue from Interweave Knits. There is Filati Hand Knitting, which has a lot of neat things for your house. And then there is a new Filati magazine. It's called Filati Pocket, and this is issue 2, so I guess I missed issue 1. This is the first time that I've seen this particular one. And then there is Knit Today, and there's a free gift with this issue. It's little yarn bobbins in the shape of sheep, and they are really cute. Then there is The Knitter. And last but not least is Simply Knitting, and the free gift with this issue is a set of little wooden purse handles. Those are really cute. So those are the magazines, and now my Hobby Lobby experience. It was the first time I've ever been to a Hobby Lobby. I've seen people posting about it on knitting boards before, but this is a new store to my area, so I finally had a chance to go. And they had a pretty nice selection of knitting books. They also had crochet books and other things like that. Mostly I was just interested in the knitting, of course. And they had a pretty nice selection of needles. And most of their yarn, of course, was just like acrylic and nylon, which is not a kind of yarn that I usually knit with. I do prefer my yarn to be 100% natural fiber, but on occasion I will make an exception, and I did, of course, make an exception. I got a few skeins of a yarn called Andy's Alpaca, and it's a really nice, soft, squishy yarn. It is 85% acrylic and 15% alpaca. So I'm actually knitting with this yarn already. I'm making my first top-down shawl, so I will have pictures for you of that whenever that is done. And it's coming along pretty well. I'm moving along pretty quickly with it, so hopefully I will be done with it soon. And I also got a couple of sets of rosewood knitting needles. Usually I prefer to use my Addi needles just because I'm able to knit pretty quickly with those, and I like how the yarn slides on them. And I went ahead and got some rosewood needles anyhow, even though I don't really care for wooden needles. These ones were really nice, and one of them actually had mother of pearl inlay on the top, so that was the main reason I decided to go ahead and get them, just because they were really pretty. And I have knit a couple samples with these needles, and I do really like them. They definitely aren't Addi Turbos, but I still like them. I might actually get a few more pairs of them just because I like them so much. And I'm going to talk about my cowl now. This pattern is available for sale on Craftsy, and I have a link for that as well as everything else I talk about today in the Sapphires-n-Purls blog. And this is Lighthouse Waves yarn. It is a wool and soy blend, which is really nice. It is actually the same type of yarn as Patton's SWS, which I believe has been discontinued. And this is a really quick knit. It's pretty easy to do. Even if you haven't done cables before, you really shouldn't have any problem knitting this. And I also have a video tutorial on the stitch that's used in this cowl, which is the acorn cable stitch. And did I mention the name of this cowl? It is the Autumn Acorn Cowl. The reason I picked that name was because this particular colorway reminded me of autumn, with the browns and the orange and the yellow in it. So the colors and the stitch that I used is how I chose the name Autumn Acorn Cowl. So like I said, that is available for purchase on Craftsy, and I will have a link for that up on the blog. And finally, I wanted to show you this. This is a little cloth drawstring bag, and I recently purchased a set of bed sheets, and they came in this nice little bag that I thought would be perfect to carry around yarn projects in. And this one had the sheets. I have a couple of more that are smaller that had extra pillowcases in them. Those ones are good for really small projects. The one in the sheets, I actually have 2 books in here and a couple skeins of yarn and some needles. So I'm able to fit a few more things in the sheet bag than I am in the pillowcase bag, which this is the pillowcase bag. You can see it's a lot smaller than the other one. In this one I have, oops, I'm stuck. I just have a little scarf that I'm working on. So these are pretty nice. It holds my little ball of yarn. It's a small ball of yarn. If I can dig it out here. Here's my yarn, my project, and then my great big size 11 needles. So all of that fits into this little bag. So it's really nice to have if you're going on a road trip, maybe. Not if you're the one driving, of course, but if you need something to do while you're on your trip, or if you're going to be in a waiting room, it's nice to have that. It's easy to carry, and you could actually stick it inside. If you carry a larger bag with you, you can fit it right in there, so you always have your knitting with you. And I got mine at Walmart. You could, I'm sure, get them anywhere that sells sheets, like Kmart or Macy's or anywhere really. So that's what I have been up to lately. And I did have a poll last month on the Weekly Stitch blog, and I had asked if people would be interested in longer videos which demonstrated cable and lace stitches. Usually I try to do pretty brief videos of easy, non-complicated stitches, and a couple of reasons for that. One is just because, like me, I don't like to sit through long videos, and I'm sure most other people don't as well. And the lace and cable stitches usually are more involved than, say, seed stitch or something simple like that. So I do try to stick to shorter videos just so you feel like sitting and watching the whole thing. But there was almost 100% of the vote was for the longer videos. So I will be having longer videos now. I've already done a couple cable stitches, and there will be more lace stitch videos. And I'd also like to start trying to have little projects demonstrating the stitches. So I don't know if I will have time to really make that many projects, or as many projects as I would like, but I am trying to also have a free pattern or pattern for sale which use the stitches that I demonstrate. So that's it. That's what's been going on. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter. Of course, I have my videos on YouTube. I have the regular knitting blog, Sapphires-n-Purls, and I also have the weekly stitch, which if you don't know, and I was just talking about, I have a video and written instructions for a new knitting stitch each week. So you can learn a new stitch every week. Those are usually posted either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So check out the blogs and join me on Facebook. Leave comments, suggestions. You can send an email to sapphires-n-purls@gmail.com if you would like. And that's it. So until next time, happy knitting!